Hi, this is Katana from Paint Hawaii, and today we're going to be painting some sky, and I'm just going to be talking a lot about blending. So this is my big brush. It's a handmade modern brush from Target. I don't know what size it is, but anyways, I got the brush wet, and I'm going to make a sunset, so I'm going to start with the brightest part of the sky here. Getting this wet, and now I'm going to add some yellow. Actually, if I just blend it like this, and see my brush is going in like little circles. And now I've got really soft edges up here, but here, where I was using this part of the brush, I've got a nice clean line. So I'm going to make it actually an actual line for my horizon line. There we go, there's my golden part of the sky. I'm going to add a little bit of white up here to blend it into the next step. This is acrylic, so it's going to dry pretty fast. So don't be a perfectionist, just worry about the blending. Actually, don't worry about the anything, just to put the paint on the canvas and figure out. The more you do it, the more you get the hang of it. I've seen lots of people who can't paint learn to get the hang of it. So pink is the red and the white. It's one of my favorite colors. And that's really dark, so I'm going to scoop up a whole bunch more white and blend all of that in. There it is. It's all covering the part that I want it to, and now I'm going to scuff it into the yellow. And then see how it's dry here? It's not going to blend, so I got to get more white. And then get my paper towel a little bit wet. And I'm going to blend it like this. Okay, so there's a sky with a gradient. If we're going to flip it down here like this, where the sky is reflected off the water, we're going to have pink here. So I'm imagining that the water, the shoreline's here and the water's here. The shoreline's here and the water's here. I'm going to blend all that pink in where I want my shoreline, and then the yellow reflecting off the sun in the main part of the water. So yellow and white, oh, it's dripping, let's catch that before it dries. I like drips, but I'm not going to try and teach you to like drips. A lot of people don't. But I do have a painting I really like. I sold it to someone before Christmas of 2016. And it had drips in it. It was so pretty. Okay, so see how there's some still pink on my brush from before? I really like that. And this is getting the paint into the bristles of the canvas without there being too much paint. The bristles get it into the grain of the canvas without there being too much paint. And let's make just a little bit of a blue. I got a little bit of a blue, a little bit more of the white. And I'm going to take a little bit of the red, a little bit of just the smallest amount of the red. And there we go, I got a little purple. And my paint here is still wet, so it's still blending. That's why I like to work fast. Okay, now let's put some sand down here. And the sand is gonna be like, first we're gonna start with orange, yellow and red, there we go, orange, a little bit of black, a little bit more red, a little bit more blue. There we go, now it's like a dark, ugly color, a little more yellow. I have a plan. There we go. So I made that gray. Now some white and some yellow. A little bit there. Look at all those colors in that pretty gray. Yeah, and then we're gonna go back to that orangish color, yellow and white in here. Where the sand gets drier, it's a little more sandy colored. Yeah, here's my basic pale sandy beach, water, sky. Let's put a little bit of the gray in here. There we go. Now I'm going to add some contrast in the water here and maybe some clouds. Here's a filbert brush. Filberts, they're rounded here, a little longer with the bristles. So I got white paint. And I'm just softly adding some foam at the edge of the water. Let's add a little line of contrast there. So I'm going to go again for purple. See how I use my old color to mix with my new color? It makes it hard to teach. So what I've done is mixed up a brown color and then made it lean more towards blue and then more towards orange for the drier parts of the sand. And then I'm highlighting or adding a shadow underneath the white parts of the wave. You know when the foam curls up onto the beach, it sometimes leaves a little bit of a shadow. That's what I'm doing there with a little bit of that darker bluish gray color, but that bluish gray also has orange in it. That's green, that's too green. I want it to be more on the blue side. There we go, because the sky over here is going to be blue still yet, so we're going to just... A little bit of blue. This is my favorite brush. Do a little bit of black. Black in with where that purple was, it's going to make it a little more gray. That's cool. Let's put a little rock right here. There you go, now the water follows it. Haha. What came first, the rock or the water? The water comes and takes away the sand, and then the rocks come. And then the water comes back and brings back the sand, and the rocks disappear. Magic sands. Let's put in this. So what I'm doing here is creating a trapezoid out into the ocean. So it's flat on the top, flat on the bottom like a rectangle, but it's got that little triangle off out into the ocean. And that's my platform for the Magic Sands Beach Grill, which is what's currently at that location, even though it's closed. So we've got this trapezoid, and it's kind of a blackish, it's got a little white in it. It's not perfectly black. And then we're building up the little seawall on top of it, which is a rectangle on top of the rocks. It's my favorite beach. And I'm keeping my paintbrush very wet so that I can get a nice clean line. Just using the tip of the brush and holding it perpendicular gives me a really nice line. And now see, I made little stairs, and there's a little rectangle at the top. The second stair gets a triangle, and then a little railing. It's hard to see in this video, but I am doing a little railing. And then the building, also another railing, and then a triangle to indicate the roof perspective, disappearing off that side. Now we're going to do the umbrellas. So a little stick and then a little rainbow arch over it. There's one umbrella, two umbrellas, and then we're going to do the palm tree trunks. So just gentle pressure, dragging the brush, keeping the brush wet. The tallest one is closest to us, and the smallest one has the shortest trunk because it's farther away. I sat in a hammock at Magic Sands for a full day sketching this, so I am not using a reference picture for this painting. I like to paint right out of my head. And then the palm trees are getting little rainbows. Just a little bit of pressure lifting off at the end, and that's a great way to do palm trees that are farther away. Okay, and then let's put in some water here. How about some little purple clouds? So I'm gonna get white, a little bit of blue, a little bit of red, more red, more white. So we've got a little bit of purple, and that's blue and red with a lot of white, just a little bit of blue and red. And what this is a zigzag, kind of a lightning bolt shape or an S shape across the sky. And then I use the brush horizontally to swish out the edges and make them kind of soft and faded out. A little bit more over here, a little bit more over there. And those are purple clouds. Okay, I'm cleaning my brushes. So I've got white paint on my brush and I'm just twirling it in a circle with a little bit of pressure, and that creates a really nice circle for my bright white hot sunshine. And that's the finishing touch. Aloha! I'm Katana from Paint in Hawaii Paint Parties, where people become artists, even if you think you can't draw a stick figure. Let's make this world a more beautiful place, and let's start by painting in Hawaii with our friends. To book your paint party, go to paintinhawaii.com or find us on Facebook, Paint in Hawaii, and get tickets for your next event, paintinhawaii.com. Come paint with me. I'm really excited to get you in front of an easel.